Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. So this episode was actually really good. Actually, tell you the truth, the last couple of episodes have been really good. I feel like, on a side note, because Days have actually been doing really good. It's like GH was just looking like, yeah, we gotta kind of step it up a little bit. We can't let them. We gotta step up our game. And today's episode was actually pretty good. So I was watching a few minutes of Brock TV's review, and Jesus, I thought I was dark. I thought I was mean when it comes towards Brando's mom. But all right, bro, I see you. This whole scene with Cyrus and Brando and his mom was great. This was probably my favorite scene in the episode. Granted, there's another scene that's really great, but for different reasons. So yeah, Brando turns the gun on Cyrus. Man, I wonder what's gonna happen. Cyrus just stood there and looked at him like, yo, bro, you got performance issues? What's good? I mean, I said this yesterday. I've said this. Brock TV said this. Why are you shooting? Why are you trying to shoot at him for? You know there's going to be no bullets. You think that he's just going to hand you a gun and say, here, shoot your mom with a loaded gun. Like, he's just not going to just, like, sometimes I feel like the writing just... It's times like that I just got to sit there and laugh, because it was really great. So, Brando's like, listen, let me just sit there and say goodbye to my mom. This is the part where Brock TV got a little kind of dark. I mean, I know he was joking, but I was like, Jesus Christ. I mean, granted, I really do understand where he was coming from, because half of this stuff, half of it was on Brando's mom. Now, yeah, Cyrus knew the whole time from jump, that Brando was planted by Sonny and the crew. Okay? He knew. He just wanted to sit there and see if he was going to choose the right side. I guess he saw some potential in him, and he could be like the next Jason, like his version of Jason. So, but yeah, he's like, I just got to sit there and say goodbye to my mom. And Cyrus is like, alright, fine. I don't want anyone to sit there saying that I don't have a heart. Okay, sure. So he looks at his mom. He tears up. The only person in this room that I actually feel bad for is Brando, because I'm just sitting there looking at her like, yo, you did this to yourself. Okay? You did this all to yourself. So as, he's not just saying goodbye, whatever, and, Cyrus was like, alright, well, listen, I got things to do, so we gotta kind of wrap this up. Somebody noticed a sniper, aimed at Cyrus. The gunfire goes off, Carly and her team came in there, just started shooting up the place, so there's gunfire everywhere. When the dust settles, well, Brando's mom got shot in the arm. I knew this was going to happen. I knew it, because I knew that Brando was not going to really be hurt. I knew somebody was going to be, at the very least, maybe Brando would have got shot in the arm. At the very least. But, no, she took one to the shoulder. And, they took her to the hospital. Now, Spinelli is outside, and he's fussing with the camera or whatever. I don't know what's going on with him. But after the dust settles and everyone leaves, Carly's like, yo, you need to go now. So Spinelli's about to get his stuff together. He turns over and, he's like, hey, what's good? Now they rush Gladys to the hospital. She goes through surgery and everything like that. Brando makes like a little tourniquet for her and everything like that. And so what's her name? Portia. How the hell did I figure her name? An old woman. How did I figure her name? So anyway, Portia takes Brando, somewhere because gunshot and everything like that. Now Carly gets a call. Call is from Cyrus, and Cyrus is like, "Hey, I think you left something at the warehouse, but don't worry, I picked it up for you. You might want to come and get it. I don't know how long it's going to be there for, but you might want to come and get it." So yeah, they got Spinelli at this point. Now Nicholas and Ava, I'm going to be honest, why were they in this episode? Listen, I really like Ava. No, screw that. I love Ava, and Nicholas is cool, but I didn't really see a point of them actually being in this episode. I mean, they came in, they were both looking for Cyrus to sit there and talk to him, or whatever. They both couldn't find him, then they sat there and said, we need to work together to sit there and take Cyrus down. Cool, great. So, that's the only reason why you guys showed up? The actors just kind of just showed up for a paycheck, right? Okay, cool. Just checking. Anyway, they talked to Carly for a little bit, and then they both decided to stick around. I don't really exactly know why they're sticking around for, but just both sticking around, probably just to be nosy. I really don't know. I don't really know why they're in this episode, to be honest. So yeah, they got Spinelli, and next episode seems like it's going to be really great. So let's talk about this whole Nixon Falls. Oh my goodness, Nina. What I didn't know is apparently there's awards going out to these, actors and actresses and stuff like that. I know Jason got an award. I think the woman that plays Jordan got an award. You know who's not going to get an award? Who's not going to get an award? Wild guess. Nina. This scene was laughable. I laughed my ass off throughout this entire thing. Do men still do this? When they grab a woman by the arm and apparently they're just immobilized? Because he grabbed her by her arm and he was like, "No, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere." And she tries to pull and get away. And I'm just like, I'm pretty sure you have 3 other appendages that you can use right now. What happened? He just grabbed your arm and you just you just forgot how to use your other limbs? What happened? And then this acting. Oh my God, the way. Listen, I know that certain characters or certain actresses can't play certain dramatic roles. They just can't do it. There was a scene with Laura, and I think it was Ryan or something like that. There was somebody and did this really close-in thing, and the way that Laura was in there acting was just this is really bad. She's been on this show before I was born. That was bad. So I understand certain actors and actresses can't play certain type of roles. This was one of the things I found with Lulu. She could do certain roles. When it came towards dramatic roles, it's or when she's yelling and screaming, it was just oh, this is just so bad. But Nina, wow. There's a point where Elijah Smith, they're questioning her. He's you're ruining everything. You're doing this. You kept poking your nose into my business. At this point, I don't even know what Nina's saying because she's yelling and screaming, and I'm just I'm laughing my ass off. And then I had to rewind it because I was okay, let me try to listen. Okay, I'm serious. Let's go. And I barely understood what she was saying because she was screaming, yelling, or crying or something. I don't know what she was doing, but it was hilarious. That goes on. Then Sonny comes out of nowhere and he hits Elijah in the leg. And then there's this crack when he, like, he hits him again. And I was like, Jesus Christ, Sonny, did you, like, crack his skull? Like, if you go back and you watch that thing, you hear, like, a crack, and it's just like, bro, did you kill him? I mean, I'm cool with it. I was just saying, did you, like, kill him? Anyway, the cops come, the sheriff comes, and at first he's like, I want to sit there and take you downtown, I want to take you to get in a statement and stuff like that, and I don't know, between Nina and whatever the hell she was sitting there trying to do, and Sonny, by basically sitting there saying, do you have any evidence that I actually broke into his place? And, the sheriff was like, no. He was like, well, then, I guess that ends that. So, they're going to be taking their official statements in the morning. Sonny kisses Nina. It goes on for way too long, in my opinion. This goes on, Nina stops it, and then she acts all super awkward, and she's like, I gotta go home and do stuff. Cat. Like, I don't know what she was trying to do, but this was just awkward. And she ran off, and Sonny just has that look in the face like he's confused. And I'm just like, bro, you're, like, still, like, into her? Okay. Alright, to each his own, I guess. Jason and Britt, well, they have sex. So, I started trying to watch it a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. And then, like 5 seconds into it, I was just like, yeah, I can't do this. This just... I always try to watch these sex scenes for a little bit, and I'm just like, this is just so... I can't do this. So, want to fast forward through it. They finish having sex. Britt just starts acting weird, and she just walks off. She's like, alright, so, thanks. And she just walks off and leaves, and I'm like, just a little FYI, you know guys, like, they do have feelings too, right? Even guys like, Jason or Stone Cold have feelings. So, the way she just walked off was just really awkward. And then, they get dressed, and, Jason's like, listen, I can do something, I can react, and, we can sit there and, I can sit there and take care of this. And Britt's like, no, you mean we can? And Jason's like, no, I can. We kind of took this as far as we can go, as far as, I'm good at this point. Now Britt starts acting like a hurt little schoolgirl, and I'm just like, what? So now you're all like, oh, well, I didn't think it was to love him and leave him tight, and this, that, and the third, and you just kind of just wham, bam, thanking me, man. I'm like, what was that little thing that you did when you just walked up out, just walked away from Jason, like, alright, well, thanks for the sex, and, kind of just walked off. That was just awkward. So, she does that for a little bit. That goes on for, I don't know, get 3 or 4 minutes, because apparently when Britt talks, Jason just cannot get a, word in. So after she finished talking or runs out of gas, whatever one comes first, Jason's like, listen, it's not about that. And then she has, a little smile on her face, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm sitting there thinking back to some of the women I've been with. Having that conversation, not that particular one, but it's like, I'm just not going to get into it. The point is, there's times where you have to sit there and reassure someone after they made a big fuss about something, and then you reassure them, and I'm like, oh, okay. And you're just like, well, I'm glad we got that through. So, that's what that reminded me of when I saw that scene. So, yep, that's going to be a very interesting conversation when they talk to Sam, or Sam finds out. Man, I know she's going to be snitching, trying to cover it up like she's not hurt. Whew, that's going to be, that's going to be interesting. Nurse Chloe, I've been calling her Nurse Jenny for quite a while. So Nurse Chloe, take Maxie to this cabin or whatever, or this place. Maxie wakes up and Maxie's like, "Did you drug me? What did you feel in your arm? Why are you?" I know that this is a soap opera and you kind of gotta ask some questions or stuff like that, but when she says like, "Did you drug me?" It's like, how do you answer that? So anyway, they talk for a little bit, and you know the nurse is all like, "Oh well, you know we're gonna induce, you know, labor," and Peter's gonna sit there and whisk you away, and Maxie's like, you know, she's sitting there trying to think of a way to get away. So at some point, I don't know if she actually have cramps or she fakes like she's having cramps, but she asks for some tea. And, you know, the nurse gives her some tea, and the nurse is like, you know, is it fine? And Max is like, yeah, it's great. And she just splashes hot tea in her face. I'm not going to lie, if somebody would have splashed hot tea in my face, I'm pretty sure I would have been on the ground a lot longer than her. It's like she got it like she was the Terminator, like she was just really angry. I'm like, what are you planning on doing? Like, I mean, she takes the needle, and she looks like she's about to, you know, poke Maxie again, but Maxie picks up that fire poker like, yo, we ain't doing this like the second time. So it looks like they're about to get into it, and I guess we'll just wait and see. This should be kind of interesting. I mean, what are you going to sit there and do? Try to really physically fight a pregnant woman? Like, I mean, if she does anything to Maxie, you know she's going to be in the dumpster somewhere. I'm surprised she's not in the dumpster already. I mean, Peter, you know, Peter's killed for a lot less. Like, literally. He's literally killed for a lot less. So, yeah, I guess we'll just wait and see about that. Now, Michael, Chase, and Willow. So they get him to the house. They start talking. And Michael and Willow start looking at each other, start giving these long, doe-eyed looks halfway through. At some point, Brooklyn, I don't know, she pulls Michael aside, or Michael leaves to, you know, have Willow and Chase have some alone time. And Brooklyn's like, listen, you know, Chase is a detective. He'll figure out what's going on between you and her. And Michael's like, well, what are you talking about? We're just friends. We're just co-parents. Okay, Michael, I guess we're gonna play that game. So Brooklyn's like, yeah, I'm just saying, just, you know, be careful, I guess. So Chase is sitting there talking to Willow, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of halfway tuned out because all this is Chase sitting there saying, you know, I'm glad that you're here. I'm sorry you had to miss your time with Wiley. And Willow just does nothing but lie. It's like rinse and repeat with these three characters. That's literally what it is. Brooklyn's sitting there trying to get away. Trying to get away. And poor Yuri. Yuri is going to be fired by, like, the end of, like, I give him 2 weeks. Max. But she tries, you know, she gets past Yuri. She talks to Valentine. Valentine calls her for a little bit. And, you know, Brooklyn gives her some fake story, like, oh, my last hurrah. But I'm going to sit there and go with, Yuri, and she also sits there and says, like, someone was following her. So at this point, if we, you know, when you see in the next episodes, the preview with Valentine and Peter, which, by the way, now on the clock it's like 5 hours. So I'm hoping by the end of this month we'll sit there and see who pushed Peter down the flight of those stairs, and we'll just sit there and see what the status of Peter is. Is he dead? Is he in a coma? Is he just hurt really badly? I mean, like, there's a lot of blood. And head injuries are serious. So, I don't know. Maybe if he's, like, dead or something like that, Maxie doesn't have to go through with whatever this plan is, and, you know, the baby could be safe from Peter and his mind games, at this point. I feel like that's about it. Nicholas and Ava being in this episode, like I said, was just completely and utterly pointless. They did nothing to advance the story. They were just there, and the actors are just there for a paycheck. Listen, I love Ava, and Nicholas is cool, but they didn't really do much. And between, you know, the scenes between Chase and Willow and Michael is just rinse and repeat. The only difference is we're not at the hospital doing this whole lying thing and looking at each other and being all guilty. Now we're doing this at the comfort of their own home. So let's see how long it takes. Let's see how long. Let's see how long it takes before Michael and Willow get busted and Chase is pissed off at them. Um, and you know, we can all sit there and debate about, you know, if you should have sit there and told them the truth. But let's be honest, if they have told Chase the truth from jump, probably after he got a little bit better, somewhat, then it wouldn't be as bad. But then again, it really wouldn't be as much drama. So I think that's when we're actually sitting there waiting for, because all this other stuff is just, it's, I wouldn't sit there and say it's boring. It's just the same stuff over and over again. Like, they're both lying to him. Chase is in the dark. And it's just been going on for like a couple of weeks now, I feel like. So nothing's really changed. And yeah, pretty much the exact same thing. So yeah. With that being said, I think that's about it. If I missed anything, please write it down in the comment section below. I want to thank everyone for watching. Be safe. Catch you in the next video.